Thank you for coming to our August 10th board meeting. Prior to the meeting, we did hold an executive session for personnel matters and legal issues. And after the meeting, there will be a brief personnel meeting again for personnel. And if you would all stand for the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tony Scott.
Present.
Daniel Reed. Marilyn Erickson. Here. Sheila Gusto. Vanessa Bidwell. Here. Sherry Larson. Here. Jim Cesare.
Here.
Michael Spade.
Here.
David Sullivan.
Here.
Did I just say an excuse for Danielle?
I said it.
Oh, you said it, okay. Very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
A quorum being present, we will call the meeting to order. Board approval is requested on the meeting agenda as presented with specific stated additions or amendments, if any. Is there a motion? Motion. Mike, second.
Second.
Sharon, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries and so ordered. Section 1.5, public comments will be heard regarding agenda items that require official action or deliberation. Each person speaking to the board shall state their name and group affiliation, appropriate municipality, residence, the taxpayer, agenda item that he or she wishes to discuss. All statements shall be directed to me. No public participant may address or question individual board members. Any members of the public wish to speak? Okay.
I was wondering where we stood on possibly getting the cheerleaders new uniforms for this upcoming season, or the season by the time that it's ordered for football and also basketball.
We've been pretty much in the same place we were last time. When did you have a? Did you have a date that they have to be ordered by?
Whenever I get the approval, I'll order right after that.
Oh, okay.
I have to talk to Johnny Solomon, if I can say.
I asked him before, like where the cheerleaders stood, and I've not got a definite answer from him. The only thing I've heard is that it's a 5-year rotation, and it's obviously been more than a 5-year rotation for this, and I haven't got a definite, it'll be like 2026, 27 school year, or this or that.
I would put together what you want and send it over to him for approval. And it'll go to Anthony also, and if you want to send a copy to him too, and then we can meet with Johnny and,
I can get that over tonight.
okay.
Now you're also looking at fundraising to help cover the cost of this if you want to.
I've already been in
Do
contact
that.
with Anthony about all of that. We're in the works for a spaghetti dinner, as well as we're planning a dance for after the football game, like years ago there used to be. And we're talking to Sophie too. And I got some other ideas.
Okay. And if you want to include possibly what you think you might be able to
Fun.
fund.
We're gonna sell pre-sale tickets, so we'll have an idea of what we're looking at
Okay.
for the spaghetti dinner instead of going in blindsided.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Somebody else? All right, we'll move on.
I have a question. I'm sorry, my mind is going. Are you charging to get into a dance?
Yeah, we'll be charging probably maybe $5 or so much for a couple.
I didn't get it done in the past. have I?
Yeah, I think all our dances, they get cover charge.
All right, moving on to item 1.6, board approval is requested on minutes of the board meeting of July 20th, 2026. Your motion?
Motion.
Marilyn? Second. Mike? Properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 1.7, Mr. Snell.
Sam. Usually I do.
However you're comfortable.
Thank you, Sam. Before I begin, Mr. President of the board, as soon as I'm done, if you don't mind, I'm gonna leave. I've been at work since like 5 o'clock this morning. I want to get home.
Believe me, if we could leave, we would.
I come every year just to give an update of where we're at with begin school for the 26-27 school year. We're ready to go. All the buses have been state inspected. We're running 10 runs plus Votech, which will be 11 buses, and we're running 1 van. Okay. We're doing good on drivers. We could use more. We're going to cover a lot of the runs utilizing spare drivers. They'll cover most of the afternoon runs. Extracurricular, we have the trips in the system. The team will start picking them. I think the 27th is the first day, the 28th we'll start picking those. I noticed that later on in your agenda, you're going to be approving drivers. I don't know if you have your notes, but Matt Eitzenreiter is down twice, and Nathan Snyder is deleted. He went up to drive.
Say he's off the list?
I'm sorry?
You say he's off the list, or Dave?
Nathan Snyder is off. And if you notice, every year we put Northern Potter drivers on there. We do that just in case we have to have one of them come over and drive for us. They do come over during the summertime and they learn a couple of runs. If anyone on the board's willing to learn how to drive a school bus, we train them. You used to drive shoes.
I did.
Would you like to come back?
No. I have a dog.
Okay.
It's not a standard anymore, is it?
No, it isn't. I'll take anyone.
I could drive standard.
So, I mean, that's basically it. Every year it's the same thing. Maryland, no electric buses. Every year. So if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns,
How do you determine what we pay?
that's determined by a contract.
Well, yes, I'm aware it's a contract.
So what happens is, your contract is based on miles, okay? So every bus, we track the miles GPS. So now when I give you this mileage, remember, this is not all home to school miles, there's also extracurricular. Those rates are different. So the home to school miles, are you familiar with the school bus safety transportation and reimbursement? I'll tell you. So what happens is home to school miles. So in the contract, you are charged so much per mile for home to school. And then at the end of the year, it skips a year. So in September, I will give Brandy the mileage for last year. And then those miles, loaded miles, not unloaded, loaded. So when the bus is running empty, those miles are not, you can't recoup those miles. But what we do as STA and our system, our VersaTrans system, our routing system, that system is designed so you get more for your buck. Meaning, when I route the buses with using VersaTrans, we pick a bus. I'll pick 4. 4's a Dow County bus, long distance bus. Yeah, 4 and up, they run the distance. Now remember, our school district's 401 square miles. It's not a small district by miles. So what we do is, because Woodland Avenue, 120 and 46 are all considered hazardous roads by PennDOT. Meaning, everyone on the other side of those roads are entitled to a seat on the bus because they can't walk on the street, even though you're crossing over, they do. So what we do for like bus 4, bus 9, we put a rider with them right away. And you're thinking, well, they're going to be on the bus for 2 hours. They're not. Because they're entitled to the seat on a bus. We utilize a kid that's on that route, and they basically, per se, pick that kid up, and once that bus starts with that kid, it is a loaded mile. So
So you're saying, if I want to drive down county, you're going to make a kid get on the bus that is,
I'm sorry?
just so I'm clear, you want to go down county to Driftwood, and the minute you put a kid on that bus, those miles start being tracked to bill us.
For track period, for track from the time they leave the terminal. It's a geofence terminal. So as soon as that bus fires up, it's tracked. But according, I don't know, route, but if they have route sheets, there's times on those route sheets. And that first kid, they go by that house, GPS unit picks it up. And that kid is, even if that kid's sick, it's on loaded mile.
Okay.
Okay, so you have two of those. So for example, and like I said in the beginning, not all your home to school miles, but total miles last year with extracurricular and home to school was 195,000 miles. Something in that neighborhood.
How many students do you have on the buses this year?
I'm sorry?
How many students do you have on the buses this year?
Average probably about
How many total number of students?
total 497, I think, one bus.
How many is on the ECC bus?
ECC is 10, and then we have a kid that's going to Crossroads, and we're gonna put that child on the ECC bus today. But see, the nice thing about the ECC buses, that ECC bus is loaded immediately. So that bus runs a total of 155 miles a day.
So since you only have 10 students this year, you gonna use a smaller bus?
Don't matter, it's the same thing. It's your contract's not broken down.
So it'd be the same
It's
if
a
you put them in
we
a
use a
van?
48 pack versus a 72.
Would it be the same cost if you put them in a van?
No, you can't put them in the van, it's too many kids.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, it's not. The vans are priced per day, I'm sorry.
Let's say we get a couple new students in the school district. Do the school districts notify you then? You have
Yes,
to add them to the list?
yes, yes, and we take them off as well. Yep,
What if they're walkers? Do they?
they're still assigned to the bus. If they're on the other side of that street, they must be assigned to a bus. They have a seat on that bus. If there's an emergency situation, and I gotta get buses here to get these kids out, they gotta have seats on those buses.
So it's only on the other
Is
side
that
of the
a law?
street?
That's
It's on this side,
this side, they come off.
not me, but you don't get paid?
No. There's a lot of them get paid for it.
Well, I mean, you assign anybody a seat, every student is assigned a seat on the bus, right?
Right. But that has nothing to do with us. That benefits you guys. That's how it works.
Right.
The only thing, we're miles. Your reimbursement by Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is miles.
Well, just
Our
not-
job is to make sure that you get the most loaded miles possible, so when Brandy does her reimbursement, you get more money. Our job's to monitor that. That's why when we do rally, we spend a lot of time on loading the bus. And then we work with Brandy and move forward.
And like you brought up, Plus 4 is a good example of that, because you've got Castle Garden with Sterling Run, and then Pine Street and St. Mark's in town.
Yep.
And that's what he's talking about, a loaded bus. That bus, once it leaves, you got St. Mark's, and that runs all the way down to Driftwood,
Yeah,
Castle Garden.
yeah, and you still hear it to this day. Why does Cameron County send 2 buses down county? You hear the same thing? It is because years ago, and I think it was before Superintendent Reba was here, that we approached the board, we could do it, but we would have had kids on the buses for a long time, and they did not want to keep the kids on the bus for an hour. You gotta remember, they separated 5:55. Bus 4 turns and goes, bus 9 keeps going. And who knows what the future holds? I mean, this is probably the first years in a long time that we added kids to that academy. And we have given a lot of support to the school. I mean, I was talking to Randy, like with the basketball season and everything with the vans. I knew they were in a jam, so I was like, you know what, Johnny, just come get the vans taken. And we didn't even do it. I think we calculated, it was with some of the extracurricular trips, like senior class, we give them, that's like our little gift to the senior class. I mean, we'll charge our rates, but we were just like, you know, I think we came to like a little over 10 grand we didn't charge.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can I go?
You can, or sure.
Thank you,
very
see
much.
it. Oh, this isn't mine.
Okay. That brings us to item 2, personnel. Board approval will be requested to hire blank as a licensed social worker at a salary of, the services not to begin until the district receives all required clearances. Item 2.2, board approval is requested to accept with regret the resignation of Cassidy Cunningham, assistant volleyball coach, Aiden Brown, assistant boys basketball coach, and Amanda Margison, paraprofessional, effective immediately. Is there a motion? Mike, second.
Second.
Marilyn, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Moving on to item 2.3, board approval is requested on the professional substitute list and the support substitute list for the 26-27 school year. There it is. Is there a motion? Mike, second.
I'll second.
Sheila, properly made and seconded. Is there any question on the motion?
Just mentioned last board meeting, Taylor Baker was approved on the professional. He was supposed to be approved for support staff, so he is on the support staff that you're approving today. So that's the correct.
Okay. So he's taken off the professional, put on the support staff. Okay. Very good. There being no other question, no comment on the motion, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 2.4, board approval is requested to hire Brooke Berry as a full-time paraprofessional at a rate of $18.38 an hour, with services not to begin until the district receives all required clearances. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Sherry, is there a second?
Second.
Mike, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion?
She does have, oh, sorry, she does have all her things.
She's an employee of ours, she's a part-time employee, so she'll just transition to the full-time
Perfect.
position.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Moving on to section 3, administration. The following policy is presented for the second reading and board approval. It is our electronic devices policy, which is on our website. Any changes are in bold. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Sherry. Is there a second?
Second.
Mike. Properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion?
Got concerns with some of the wording in this. I know I brought it up before, but especially where it references the district buses and vehicles. I don't know how that's gonna be controlled, and the one that I'm really taking heartburn with is where it says that on right here, under the authority section, the board prohibits use of electronic devices by students during the day in the district buildings and on district property, and that's fine. But on district buses and vehicles, well, number one, the school doesn't have any district buses, they're owned by STA.
That was the policy, that was in the policy, I believe, already.
Right.
And
But that doesn't apply to us. And because if you put that in there, then you're saying the STA employees who are driving the buses are gonna be responsible for ensuring this policy is in place or followed.
And this would include district vans, so. Right.
Well, on ours, but then when we use STA buses, that's, again, that's not a district vehicle.
so so the STA vehicles wouldn't necessarily fall under the district.
Right.
But then, again, under, district buses and vehicles at the beginning of the school day, so you're saying as soon as they step on a bus, they have to power it off.
I know the school day starts when they first go.
And then I think we need to reword some things in here because that's the way it's. Students in possession of electronic devices must power them off upon entry to district buildings, district property, or district buses and vehicles at the beginning of the school day. So that's saying as soon as they step on a bus, they gotta power it off.
But it's not a district bus, so.
On the school day, if we were going to take a trip and it's part of the school day, kids are not allowed to pull their phones out. Or the kids that are going to the CTC.
So basically, Bill, once that bell rings, but they can walk up to the front door talking on the phone, right?
Yeah, when the bell rings and when
Once
they
the bell rings, they
enter the
okay.
school, they will be required to power
But
on.
again, if they go on a trip or go to CTC, it's not a district bus. So
That's a school
I just
day,
think that needs to be reworded, so it's the intent, the way you intended to be meant is clear, because right now it's not.
though. Or if they go to CTC, that's going to be underneath the supervision of the district, right?
No.
No,
No,
I just know.
there's a school bus driver, and that's it.
That's good. But they're still under our supervision. I mean, if they act up on the school bus, it's up to us to discipline them, so they're still under our supervision.
And they won't be taking the cell phones back to them, when you get in there, right? They have to, they're gonna lock them. Would be, when you take them up over there.
So those things we're gonna have to work.
If they're not coming back to, do they come back to the school again?
Yeah, they do.
And they come back for lunch a day. They come back right before lunch.
And then as far as extracurricular activities, or the way this is worded, you're expecting coaches to police an entire bus or police an entire area and make sure that their kids aren't using phones on the buses when they're in transit to or from wherever they go. I don't know how you're gonna control that.
They leave after the end of the school day, so it stops at 3:05. If they go to a game after 3:05, then they're done.
Are
It's
they?
bell,
Because-
it says bell to bell, it's simple. Bell to
No,
bell,
because
starts at
this-
8:05 and then it ends at 3:05.
Students in possession of electronic devices while participating in an extracurricular activity under the supervision of the district outside of regular school day hours must power them off upon the official start time of the activity and are not permitted to power them on until specifically allowed to do so by the teacher, administrator, or other district personnel supervising the extracurricular activity.
But once the school bell's over, they say turn them on.
That's not what that means.
But the start of the activity isn't on the bus. The start of the activity would be the start of the activity.
Yeah, start the activity, be the game, and coaches shouldn't let them have cell phones on the bench.
Well, I agree with that.
Well, that's what that says, the start of the activity. The bus is not, the activity has not started when the bus is moving to the activity.
Well, I guess it depends how you're interpreting it, because there is some, because I interpret it kind of the way Vanessa's saying, it can be interpreted, I can see, Anthony, I can see it your way also, your interpretation, if that's the way it's explained to me, so.
And you're gonna find loopholes around this no matter what.
Well,
we
I'm
get.
not saying it's a loop, it's like the texting thing, you get it, I interpret it differently than you interpret, so that's all.
I'm not against this, I'm just saying, I think we need to clarify the language that's in it so that there's no confusion.
But once we approve it, we can go back and clean up
Revise it.
language.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
want, we've had it for months, so, and the hope was that it would be ready to go for the beginning of the school year.
We can still have though for the beginning of the
Well,
school
if
year.
we change it, we'll have to do a first reading and a second reading, so it won't be ready for the first day, but if it's not approved.
What do you
Which is
need
what
to
it
say
is.
us, our attorney look at this?
She did, she's the one that provided it to us. Outside the bold that was updated.
Just so I understand, like, you guys are going to make it very clear the interpretation that you want your staff to follow and the coaches to follow and the students to follow. You'll make it very
Yeah.
clear.
And if it's an area that it seems to be misunderstood, then we would look to revise it and come back to you with it.
Well, we gotta start somewhere, and if we don't start at the first day of school, then, then we got, my son had it the first week of school, why now? This has to start at the beginning of school, in my opinion. If we started middle of the year, then that's what we've always talked about. We didn't want to start at middle of the year, we want to start at the beginning of school. There's gonna be revisions, there's gonna be things that we talk about, there's gonna be changes, just like in any discipline. This is just a general guideline that we follow. This isn't written in stone. The policy is what do it, the procedure is how we interpret and how we do it. That's what the whole idea of a policy is. A policy is written to give us general guidelines, and the procedure is how we follow that, as long as it's in line.
Understood, I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention that it could be interpreted the wrong way, the way it's written.
Very valid point. So, I believe it's still a consensus of the board that we want to proceed with this. But we'll leave it up to the administration to properly disseminate to staff and students definitions as outlined by Vanessa. Okay.
We have to take a vote on this.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Any other question on the motion? Oh,
Yeah,
Mayor?
okay.
Sorry.
I'll make a motion.
Oh, we,
We already have a motion.
I've
So
got.
you already did make the motion.
Any other question on the motion?
Sorry,
That's okay.
got confused.
And once we vote on this, you're gonna start. putting the public on students.
Yeah, it's in the handbook, the information in the handbook aligns to
I
this.
sent Tony,
I shoot that one.
did you share that with the one that Eldred put out?
Yeah, so
Just-
they already, yeah, that's nice.
That was nice and concise and,
Yeah, we talked about that last time in that, we've been working on this for more than 6 months. And our solicitor was involved in developing this, and we have this, and once we get it put in and to start the school year, we can look at, in all honesty, just this week I got another recommendation, but obviously we did a first reading, we can't change this one without pushing through voting on it. And I will be looking into that one as well and discussing that, sending it over to our solicitor to see what the recommendation is. We actually use the same solicitor that Autumn Eldred does, so I'm not real sure which of the solicitors would have guided them into theirs, but this is the version that was recommended from ours.
No, are we gonna send something out? I know it's in the handbook.
I'm planning on putting it in once we get it solidified, I'll put it in my first day letter, just like I'm gonna put some important stuff in there, such as, we set up some revisions to eligibility and make sure they see that. I also have some, anything that I've ever changed, I put in my first day letter back. So that
Can
it
we
comes
also
on.
put it on Facebook and,
Yeah, that's usually what we do with it, change, so.
Any other questions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
me, just because of the way it's written.
Okay. One vote in opposition, the motion carries and so ordered. And we will move on to item 3.2, board approval is requested on the bus driver list and routes for the 2026 school year as presented. The administration has previously been authorized to add drivers and to add or delete bus stops during the school year. I would just note the corrections that Mr. Snell made to the bus driver list. during his presentation. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Sherry, is there a second?
All second.
Mike? Properly made, seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, so ordered. Moving on to item 2.3, board approval is requested to approve and renew the following agreement with Dickinson Center Inc. to provide elementary SAP for the 26-27 school year at a cost of $9,941. I believe that we are not going to do this. But we do. But the motion could be in the negative. Pardon?
Go ahead.
Oh. So, however, the motion maker wants to make the motion, but Dickinson can't provide the service, correct?
As of right now.
As of right now. So, not to confuse people as confused as I am.
I'll make a
So-
motion we do not renew.
There we go.
Dickinson Center.
Thank you, Jim. Yes. Is there a
Sorry, I
second?
was so confused there.
Me too. Jim made a motion to
I will
not.
second, Jim.
Sherry seconded. Okay, properly made and seconded. Is there any question on the motion?
So we're changing it to not renew the following. Okay.
Correct. The motion again is to not renew this agreement. Any question? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, so ordered. Moving on to business section of the agenda, board approval will be requested to pay the bills of the district in the amount of from the general fund as presented. Board approval will be requested to accept for audit the July 26 financial records as presented. Board approval is requested to put the blue van, which will not pass inspection, and the lawn tractor out for bid. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Mike, is there a second?
Second.
Sheila. Properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion?
Jeff, how old is that lawn tractor?
I'd have to get back to you on that, I don't have
It's
it.
not the one you bought last year.
No, this is one of the other ones.
That's
kind-
one sitting up
what
by the
brand
shed.
Pardon? What kind did it?
Kubota.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It's worn out. Put a lot of miles on lawn tractors around here.
What do you think it's worth? What do you think?
I didn't actually sit down and look at that yet. It's one is actually not worth a whole lot because it's gonna be basically for parts. But
It's
they don't
missing
want to-
parts.
Pardon?
It would just be sold.
They just use it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
It would take a lot to put it back together to be feasible.
What do you think the van's worth?
That I would have to look up also.
Are you gonna put like a starting bid on?
Yes.
Any other questions? Jim?
Well, I just comment on that. You know as well as I do, if you put a price on something that you think is worth with someone else, I would solicit any and all. We can reject any and all bids.
Well,
I mean, does that make sense to you? Rather than trying to put a minimum and not get any bids and
yeah, we can go that route too.
I think that's what we do with the red one, Jeffrey.
if you think it's too low, we can always
Okay,
reject.
Like,
Yeah.
say if you put $1,000 on it. And if you don't put a starting bid,
Then that's
Yeah.
all.
And we can, we can
if you like
reject.
put a low
And we
starting
can
bid.
negotiate, you know, we can tell them, no, we are, you know, we don't want something.
That's, I just want to throw that out there.
I agree.
I agree as well, just because, you know, if we put say $1,000 on a blue van, it's not gonna pass inspection. Nobody makes a bid that high, but we get a bid in for $500. You're talking essentially scrap prices, but it's scrap to the district anyway.
Right.
You know, unload it, get it out of here, that frees up space for you guys.
Actually, the last three vehicles we put up for bid, we're not passing inspection, but we did put a price on it. We bought them and a week later, they got inspected and they're still low.
It is possible.
Just saying.
It's an impossible thing, but
I'm I'm watching an Instagram series where the guy's turning a van into a camper.
I almost did that.
Did he?
We know who's been on it.
But I can't do it, I'm just watching the series. Okay. Did we have a motion on that? We did.
Yep.
Okay, any other question on that?
You could, like, bid them out for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or,
I think until we get enough bids on. Yeah,
30 days.
what have we done?
We typically do put them out for, do we know?
We usually just bid them out for the next meeting,
Okay.
like once we get approval, we put it in the paper and then bid it out, have the bids due right before the meeting, usually the Friday before, so we usually do.
Very good. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Section 4.4, board approval is requested to approve the ambulance agreement to provide emergency medical treatment services at home football games with an increase from $198 per game to $225 per game.
I'll make a motion.
Sherry?
Second.
Mike, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries and so ordered. Item 4.5, board approval is requested to approve the car carrier contracts for the 26-27 school year as presented. There was only one, right?
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
Vote.
Mike, second.
Okay.
Vanessa, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 4.6, board approval is requested to submit the school violence prevention program grant in the amount of $113,000 for exterior lighting and cameras. This would be additional lighting and cameras, right? Or would it be replacing lighting and cameras?
Sorry.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Second.
Seconded, Sherry and Mike. Any question on the motion?
You did have a
I
question.
did have a question on the motion. Yes.
So we had, the Pennsylvania State Police, we schedule every few years to come up and do a risk and vulnerability assessment where they will look at all safety factors. And this year, I believe they actually identified some of this the previous year, but we worked on other things. Our lighting is inadequate and our exterior cameras. Now last time I wrote a grant, it was for like the night vision cameras because that was an area that was impacted, that we had cameras, but when it was dark, you couldn't see anything. So now we have them that are visible, but they identified several blind spots that we cannot monitor areas of the campus during school hours and off school hours, but the lighting is inadequate. So it would be replacing the old lights with upgraded lighting so that it illuminates our entire parking lot, so nothing sinister can go on without us knowing it.
Is this a priority over putting a vestibule in Woodland like we are doing here?
It is not a priority, but the vestibule would not meet the criteria for the school violence and prevention grant. This is the only thing that was in our need. The vestibule was identified as something with the risk and vulnerability, but it would not meet the criteria to apply this grant towards. It is a competitive grant, so.
My next question is, do we really think we're gonna spend $113,000 on lights and cameras? Could some of that money be put toward the vestibule that we put in this building to help offset some of the McClure project?
We can't do that because this grant has a criteria. It has all of these lovely grants. They have very specific things that you can apply for. And the vestibule would not be something that would meet the criteria to apply this grant to.
The school violence prevention grant, I believe that did provide funding for staff services, didn't it?
I think, I would have to go back. I look at grants all day long.
I just didn't know if any extra funding, we can build that in there there for mental health services or?
I don't believe this one,
You worked just for the lights and cameras, so that's what you would have to use it on?
yes,
So you can't really get half of it to.
But if you
Right.
have it built in there, you could.
yeah, I
It's
don't
acceptable.
believe this one for school allowed that, I don't.
I didn't,
The PCCD grant does have a mental health component to it that I have not gotten word on if there is money allocated for that grant to the districts and how much. But that is something that if we do hire social worker, that could go into that grant. Certainly the vestibule at Woodland, which we did look at, I looked it up with, I think it was with them before, group, just in talking, and they felt it could be done pretty easily. The recommendation for that was to close off the area right in front of the office. And I felt that would be a hardship for little kids to have to walk the whole way around to get to the all-purpose room cafeteria. So I didn't feel that that was best for our littles, because our first grade was all the way over there, they would have the longest distance. But there are other alternatives that we talked about, very similar to what we did here, could be done over there. We just have to shift some office space around. So either of those things would be something that if we get the PCCD grant, it comes out, we could look at either of those things.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 4.7, board approval is requested on the resolution and to participate in the social media multi-district litigation represented by Knox, McLaughlin, Bornall, and Senate PC. Is there a motion?
I'll make a
Sherry, is there a second?
Second.
Marilyn? Properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Don't really have any question. You want to maybe briefly explain?
So this is a national multi-district litigation that's being presented similarly to probably things that you've heard regarding TikTok, social media, and the impact it has with their algorithms that cause it to be addictive and impact students' mental health. So the hope is, I mean, there could be a financial for a district, although in addition to that, hopefully the restrictions that they put on those algorithms for our students that demonstrate addiction or deal with the mental health that comes from the challenges with that is what the big hope is. And we will have to present some facts, and they will look at that and make a determination.
There's no cost to the district.
There's no cost to the district. Of course, if we were to get a windfall, the solicitors would accept a gracious portion of that, they would allow.
Very good. Any other question? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. You can see that we've added to the agenda committee reports. I don't believe any committee met since our last meeting, so there's no committee report to give. And then where we would have each member of the administrative team give their report, we've kind of included it all into an administrative report, which we hope is going to be, what do I want to say, more functional, maybe, more informative. We've worked with the administrative team, and hopefully we'll come up with something really good. And if not, we can change it.
Yeah,
But
work in progress.
it's a work in progress, but we're trying to improve our communication with the community. And it will also, the administrative report's also going to include a topic of curriculum or academics.
Yeah.
So, how, who wants to go
So
first?
if I could just talk a little bit about the layout. So our student enrollment is remaining the same. I did add the CTC numbers. Elk County Catholic, I do not have the numbers yet. We did not have them, but that is 10 students are now enrolled in Elk County Catholic. And we do have one student currently attending Crossroads. Of course, the fall sports are there, and I also included staffing. We currently have 15 classroom teachers at the elementary school. We have 4 special ed teachers, 5 special teachers, 2 title teachers. There are 5 teachers that are shared between both schools, and we have 7 paraeducators assigned to the elementary. The high school has 15 classroom teachers as well, 3 special ed teachers, 5 special teachers, 5 shared teachers, and they have 3 paraeducators. That's how we're staffing for the upcoming year. Now, strategic initiatives is the next, and we do have curriculum. I think Anthony, you can maybe talk a little bit about some of the curriculum. Haley was going to talk a little bit about that too, but she's not here, so I can mention some of that.
Yeah, some of the changes, obviously we're gonna keep using the CBTs, for help diagnose our students and, the progress they're making through the year, and then identify any weaknesses they may have. Firefly is kind of a newer benchmark that's out there. It's supposed to simulate more of what they would experience on the test when they take the test, so we're gonna be mandating that the teachers use that. Also, we are looking at some courses, to help beef up some other tests of, the material they could lack, such as, we've used them in the past, to beef up, kids that just were not performing well in the test, so a little bit more extra work or extra instruction. A little more extra instruction, extra support, not extra work, I'm sorry, wrong word there. A little more extra support in that area to help them. We redesigned our algebra curriculum a little bit, not curriculum, but how we roll it out. Instead of 2 years, you roll it out in 1 year, and you get a little bit extra time in the classroom, things like that. So we're just going to keep working, made some shifts in who teaches what, to see if we can change our numbers a little bit.
So CBTs have been used at the high school for a few years now, consistently. And the CBTs are the diagnostic test that is what the state provides to us. So there's no cost to utilize CBT or Firefly, and the people that make PSSA and Keystone are the same ones that create the CBT, so the alignment. We've really struggled with feeling that our kids are going to do very well on a test, and based on the math testing and iReady that we had in the past, the CBTs are much more closely aligned. If you see Acadians and Spring Math, are 2 pieces that we are adding to the curriculum to support students who are falling below where we want to see them. So they would be like our tier 1 are our just regular classrooms. Tier 2 would be like an intervention, not special ed, so like title. And then of course tier 3 is special ed. So we're adding Acadians and Spring Math. Acadians is the reading, Spring Math is the math program that we will be using at the elementary school, probably up through 8th grade, just to give kids the additional support. It also allows us to look more closely at where their deficiencies and gaps are, to try to isolate where the gaps are to close that gap.
Are the CDTs, do we give those at the beginning? And then that gives us something to, 3 times a year? And that would be the same with the Firefly too?
Still kind of work in progress with the Firefly.
Yeah, but you can do a couple different things with Firefly. We're working with Kelly Compton out of BIU. She is I want to call her the curriculum director, but I know her title has changed. Same job, different title. They do that to me on purpose, I think.
And this is across all 12 grades?
The CDTs are going to be aligned with the PSSAs.
So that would be elementary. You
So
did say that,
3,
I'm sorry.
that's okay, grade 3 up through the Keystones. And the Acadians and Spring Math can also be utilized at those lower grade levels to give us a picture of where the gaps might be, where we need to put more focus. So we will be using Acadians and Spring Math down at those lower ones that aren't taking the PSSAs because there is not a CBT for that. There's a couple other little testing that we do with Alexia. We look at IXL. Those are some programs that we use to have a picture of where our kids are coming in, where their skills are.
So our administrative team and our
supporters, the secretaries and stuff up in the administrative offices got new laptops, and we got new desktops for our front desk clerks. Rolled those out. We are over halfway through installing our huddle systems. Our football huddle system is up, and it's in Huddle's hands now, get it all calibrated, so I know that Coach Nyman's been itching to get that, so. And huge shout out to the maintenance team. They were instrumental in getting this all set up for us, helping us run cables, getting all the drilling and running electric today. And so the one in the gym should be up tomorrow, maybe? Yep. And then we're working on the travel one, and I'm getting with coaches to learn how to use all that when they're out there. Let's see here. UPSs, we're just installing the ones that we still have from the grant that we gotten. And we've been replacing each printers in the district because they've been here since I've been here. And we've been having some issues with them. I know that wasn't very long. We've had some issues with them, and it was more cost effective to replace them than to continue getting maintenance kits for them. So we're working on that, and it's not on here, but Connor has been working with us. This is his last week with us in his internship. He has been wonderful, really rising to him and Blaine have been working very well together. He's learned a lot this summer. There's been a lot of unique things that have come up that he's gotten his hands dirty in, so.
He's tired when he gets home.
Good.
Yeah, he's working, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
he's working.
You guys,
Amanda, sorry.
Sorry, I was just gonna add something about the Chromebooks. And the change on my presentation.
Oh, yes, for the Chromebook, sorry.
I just added something to report.
Yeah, he's adding things to me. So we are changing our rollout a little bit differently. We've done 7th grade and 10th grade in the past, got new Chromebooks, and because Chromebooks are evolving and good for longer, the supports are there for longer, we're rolling them out in 9th grade. So by the time they're freshmen, they have a pretty good handle on how to care for their Chromebook and how to properly use it and keep it safe and not break it. So they'll keep the same Chromebook 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and then when they come in as 7th graders, they'll get the 12th grade ones that will still be in great condition because our students are going to take care of them, and they'll have those for 2 years until they get a new one in 7th grade.
We're hoping this puts a little bit more ownership to the Chromebook to the student, because what happens is the student brought one in, if it was broke, we just gave them one out of the pool. Now, if they know that this is their Chromebook for the next 40 years, and this is their case, we're hoping that, this was suggested by some of our teachers also at the last faculty meeting, is we're hoping that we talked about them, talked with them, and that we're hoping that they put a little bit more on. It's kind of like, your cell phone, you get one every 2 years. That first year you get it, second year you kind of watch it, and then when you get close to that end of the deadline, maybe, I don't know. But, you've got that extra protection, so we're hoping, because some of the cases come back, they've got gum stuck in them, they're just nasty. And we're hoping that you're getting this case back, and you're getting this back, and it's yours.
And if they get broken, they'll get repaired in-house, and then we'll issue it back out. That same Chromebook will go back to them. They'll get a loaner to use for that little bit of time while we're repairing it, so.
It's a good idea.
Do you have any problems with Gator Media? Is it pretty steady? Does it go on and off?
Oh, in the school, yeah, it's been great. Like, we don't have any issues at all in the school.
We used to, a long time ago we did, and I don't know if there was that upgrade at one point, and.
Yeah, they did something and then.
I didn't know separated up the road, it just on and off, on and off. I didn't know.
Well,
It was broken.
Had the same problem. Yeah, but no, here surprisingly, we don't have any issues with.
Pardon?
So my internet's been on and off 40 months, I just called the lady again today, oh yeah, 40 months.
Starling's very good. Well, about some nights you're getting Starlink. I've never tried it, but my brother has it.
Not a lot of people get that.
Yeah. Huddle, just to refresh my memory, is going to be available for all sports, right?
Yes,
Okay.
And activities too, right?
Pretty much all sports and all activities like graduation will be able to be streamed on Huddle now. Everything will pretty much be housed within Huddle.
And then
Can these people have to have a subscription to watch it?
So that's a question that's beyond me. As of right now, I don't believe that was the thought, but I'm not sure.
So what I was told is you do have to have like a sign up, but you don't necessarily have to pay for it unless the district puts a cost to it.
Correct.
And if we put a cost to it, we get 60% off, it's 40%.
So it would go back into paying for it for the next year, so that would be
No.
good to help fund that.
It would come to you guys if you guys wanted to, they're not charging for it, but at this point,
To
It's
have a
free.
login and password just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That's-
Yep.
Okay.
well, that's my understanding, I'm not tech savvy.
Yeah, that was, I believe you have to have an account to watch, I think you have to have an account to watch it.
And then I think, like I said, if you think that we had choice, as
Yeah,
if we
to
wanted to charge
charge.
for our event, if not, they had either, I do believe that was in that meeting, but don't quote me.
Yeah,
For
that was
everything,
my
yeah.
understanding of it.
It was customizable. It was customizable. The district can decide if they want to do subscriptions or not, or per viewing, per game, or.
Thinking about that, you may not need an account. The more I think about it, you may not need an account, so don't quote me on that, 'cause it,
So you could just go to.
I'm thinking you could just go to the
Bible.com.
link,
How do you?
like, we'll share the
If I wanted
link.
to launch this.
Yeah, we'll share the link on our athletics page on our website,
If I
campusy.org. And it'll be on my athletics page.
And just to show you how untechnological I am, I know UPS doesn't stand for United Parcel Service. What is that?
Battery back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Uninterrupted power supply.
Battery backup.
There you go.
Thank you. Go ahead, I think that's all the questions for technology.
Okay, professional development, we do have our in-service scheduled, we do have a lot going on, actually CDTs and all of that is gonna be a big part of our training. But then we did have a staff member become a trainer for safety care. We used to have to send staff to the IU, and we will now do all of the de-escalation and safety care in-house, so we will start that. Not all, everyone will be de-escalation certified, but not everybody will be restraint certified. We will have restraint teams in each building. We've not restrained here in, as long as I can remember. It's been a very long time. But the de-escalation component is really the work. I mean, I've been trained in it for several years, and it's just normal to know how to use those strategies, and they are very conducive to de-escalate kiddos. So I think the teachers are excited to formally have that. And then, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna ask, that'll be for all your staff, all your
All
teachers?
all of the staff, everyone will be trained in the de-escalation strategies. And then probably our special ed teams will be the identified teams for the physical restraint part of it. And as far as community engagement, I'm working on the parent advisory committee. I did send out an interest survey. We got a lot of responses. I was very, very excited. So now we'll go through that. I'll meet with people, the admin team, and I will be doing that to try to pull a team together. And then we'll start our meetings.
How many do you think it's gonna be on the committee?
Well, research shows that an effective parent advisor, I've done this because I've gone back and forth, like, 7 to 9 is what's recommended.
How many administration do you want, just you or?
Well,
Principals or?
so the way I kind of have it planned in my head, which of course things can change as it happens, once the committee is set up, I'll be the primary, meet with them, and then after that, it can kind of work into whatever we feel they need. So the parent advisory committee will communicate ideas, thoughts, we will communicate back with them. I anticipated like administration coming in interchangeably, like if it's a principal issue at the high school, then we'll have that person there instead of the whole team being there. If I don't need to be there, I don't have to be there, so I really want to sort of get the committee going and let them lead the committee with some support. That's kind of what I'm thinking from my research on how to run an effective parent advisory. I think as we get a committee together, I think it's gonna develop on its own where it needs to go and what it needs to do. And certainly, Evan is always able, if they wanna come, they are welcome. If they want to invite them and want them there, certainly we'll do that. But I don't wanna have more administrators than committee there and be like, here we are. So I really want it to be a free flow of communication so that hopefully we just feel that community and information is shared.
How many surveys do you think that you got that are people wanting to participate?
Of the surveys, 20?
That's pretty good. That's good.
Yeah.
And you anticipate roughly having your first meeting, you have a date that you would like to?
Well, I want
achieve,
school
or-
to start, I was kind of thinking like late September, early October, is hopefully having the team together and solidify, trying to coordinate days and times that work and all of that. Student activity, I could just touch on this too, I feel like I'm doing all the talking and I wasn't supposed to. I've been working with the rec center. They had wanted to pair with us on an anti-bullying program, and they will have it September 2nd. BMX anti-bullying program. So it's your BMXers, your bikers that are going to come in and they're going to talk to the kids and do a little demonstration on their bikes to just build that getting along, non-bullying kind of mentality that we're trying to grow.
That is the high school.
It's gonna be the middle level kids, it's probably 4th to 8th. They're probably the kids that, it's a good age group to target. We see that being a little more of the challenges where they're at. And hopefully impact them at that age that will carry on. Haley's not here, so as far as performance update, we did extended school year with our special ed program. We had a nice turnout, the kids did a lot of fun things. Anthony, do you want to talk on credit recovery?
We had a few students in covering some credits over the summer. They didn't work on IXL, they worked really hard, they were in there, had some aids in there to help them. Just to help them, just kind of get to where they need to be and get semi-promoted to the next grade level. But it went real well. And, parents were very receptive, the kids were very receptive. And we only had one signal of the ones that came back.
Yeah, I think it was a positive. We tried a bunch of different things trying to get credit recovery. We've sent packets home with kids. It's not been as successful. We've tried a few different things. And I really felt like working with the teachers, this was probably the better year. There's no charge to parents, which was good. I think that is a barrier for some parents on paying for the Keystone packet to take home and do it, send it back in and get it scored out. So we will see how this fares when the kids get back in session, and hopefully it's something we can continue to do. Reed, you want to talk about this summer meal program that you had a lot of fun doing?
Oh my gosh, it was a quick experience. We just finished up last week on the 8th. So just a little update, we started on June 8th to August 8th. And in that period, we served 13,197 breakfasts and 13,197 lunches, totaling 26,394 meals. So I think that's pretty good for our first year. We're only 4,000 away from Port Allegheny, so I think it's a really good start.
Yeah. I think it was consistent too.
I agree.
I saw the same people coming
Yes.
in and I've heard such favorable things. I mean, there were a couple little
Just hiccups,
Yeah,
learning,
little
still
bit of-
learning. But
pineapple juice spilled, but you mastered that because it didn't happen after that. So just little things, working the bugs through, but
Yep.
I think it was very well received, I think.
I think compared to our county's population, it's incredible.
yeah,
absolutely incredible. I mean, we're looking at, what, between 42 and 4,500 people maybe in the county, and there's that many meals going out, that's awesome.
Yeah, the girls were passing them out, I mean, they were just like,
Oh,
I think they were
amazing.
sweating while they were doing it, people
Yeah.
were coming and going. But,
And the fact that people are taking advantage of it
Yeah.
says that it's
Absolutely.
needed.
yeah, so hopefully we'll do it next year.
This was
Thank
just for students.
It was anyone birth to graduate,
12th grade.
12th grade, like you couldn't
So
graduate.
62 plus doesn't get it.
No.
That'll be the one we don't proceed. What the heck, I thought I'd ask.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I made that couple of nights about it, and I said, so from anybody, I said, it's coming from the federal government, don't worry about it, not coming from taxes.
Yeah. It's all about getting kids.
Take that.
Proper nutrition.
Yeah, it's all about nutrition for kids, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge for parents that are working during the summer, you know, making sure their kids are getting meals, and they were easy. Like there were microwavable meals, there were some that didn't need to be,
Yep.
they were well
Just grab and
balanced.
go, yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Brandy Dolan paperwork for the record.
Oh, thank you.
I hope the next year will be easier.
Yeah, well,
Nice to do that over the holidays.
it'll be interesting to see. I think that nutrition is something that is so essential, and I think that is one thing that they've really, you know, tapped into the districts to really make sure that we're keeping that safety net under our kids to make sure they're eating, so.
Even for student parents online, my kids don't eat this, you want that, my kids don't eat that. Other than that.
But it's good, it's good they just weren't throwing it away.
Yeah, pass it on to somebody else to use it.
Absolutely.
And I bet there were kids that tried stuff that they might not otherwise eat. So I think it was all in all an excellent program. I'm really happy we did it. I was kind of worried when the first email came through, I'm like, Brandy, I get to just say, hey, do you guys want to do this? I think it's great, I'm signing up. So,
I can't say my 12-year-old ate broccoli just because it was in the chicken.
yeah, all was good. I think, Jeff, you're next on the list on performance updates.
Okay, the Clear project completion is ahead of schedule, a little bit ahead of schedule, going along nicely. Doing a lot of startup, a lot of control stuff right now, a lot of the final tweaking.
When are they targeting to be done?
They haven't given me a definite date, but we're definitely ahead of schedule.
Teachers have been
hoping by-
coming in,
Teachers have been coming in, they've been.
restricted a little bit.
Restricted areas and that. They are working with me. I'm hoping by the end of the week I will have a definite date. Maintenance updates and improvements, most of them have been completed. Guys have done a great job this summer. They got a lot of projects done. Custodial summer and deep cleaning is finishing up. We got a lot of buttoning up, and we're chasing around McClure as they finish up, and we're catching up with them. We got a lot of painting done this summer inside. Yeah, the crew that was doing the painting, they did an awesome job on that. Can't say anything up to the bottom.
Meticulous, we could hire them out, I think.
Yeah.
They do the parking lot,
Huh?
they painted the parking lot too, didn't
Maintenance did it.
they? Right.
Well, we didn't get all of it yet.
It looks good, it looks like, somebody professional did it.
In a few spots, you might want my glasses, but and most of them, actually, I will own most of the goof ups out there because it was me. No, the guys, we're working on getting that done. Like I said, we got a couple other areas that we have to finish out there yet. Just time constraints and weather have been holding us up a little bit.
We didn't have any problems with the pool this year, did we?
No. No, everything's going pretty smooth with that. We made some,
We did make some adjustments to the way they deliver, and I think that
we made some adjustments to the system and some improvements. minor things that have been working very well.
You still got a good turnout this year.
Yeah, I feel like there's more people there.
Yeah, it's been good up until recently when the weather turned for
Yeah.
us.
I have a quick question on the sports. The junior high and varsity football numbers, are those correct? Because varsity, you got 10 listed, that's not even enough to fill
Oh
out
my
the
gosh.
team.
That number is wrong.
It's gotta be way wrong.
What?
I owe everyone an apologize. Dave did email me about that, and Rona, I was supposed to pass that on and ask that of you, and, I did not. When I passed it out, Dave did email that, or text me that, and I said, nope, I will ask Rona, and I dropped the ball on that. It's been a rough week.
That is
I would
definitely
hope
wrong.
those numbers would at least be up in the 20s.
Oh, I think it is, it's up there high. I am betting it was 30.
You have to call up some reserves from the storm team.
I know.
I apologize, I'm wondering, I'm like looking at it thinking, I'm not real sure, it's a nice big,
Look,
I am betting 30.
34, it looks to be, real quick. I counted fast, it looks to be 34.
Is that who signed up or who actually got the
Well,
physical?
that's who signed up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 30, I think I counted 30 when I pulled it up.
Yep, I
So-
would say you were at 1, 2, no. 1,
For varsity.
2, yeah, just varsity. There was 34 sign-ups, it looks like 2 didn't get physicals.
So 32.
Oh, 2, 3, 4, 30, you're right.
Yeah, 30.
I missed a few,
I
sorry.
apologize.
I'm looking quick.
I was gonna say, when they went down the hall tonight, there was more than 10.
Yeah, and I will
You
tell
need
you,
11
you know,
for
and
one
we
side, so.
may have an opportunity to play some JV games off the record. You know, like if we don't have them scheduled, but if the opportunity arises, that they can coordinate if they're not getting, because, yeah, not 10. But I think, yeah, I thought it was 30, I don't know.
Your cheerleading numbers look really good,
Yes, they really do.
and your volleyball, is it normally that high?
Do you want to look at volleyball? Did I interchange my numbers?
Volleyball looks, well, they got 32 minus 3 is 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24.
I probably took the whole number. It was.
It should be about 21, quick count, don't quote me.
did.
I tried to count fast. It should be about
That
21.
and the assistant basketball too. I don't think we advertised.
Yeah, I was just concerned about the football numbers.
Oh, my lord.
I do apologize, because Dave did bring
that's
that to
right.
my attention, and I forgot to ask.
It took me forever to type a little bit and then go pull away and come back, so that could have been a number that was already there, that I changed it. My fault that I did not get information from Brandy, because I was still typing this at like 5 o'clock, and when I went over to ask her, I did not know it was 5 o'clock, she was gone for the day, which was appropriate. And that was the day I had to send it over. So if you have anything financial that you just want to update.
Mostly during the month of July, we process the teacher's orders for the supplies and stuff to get in time for school to start. So it's really nice, spend a lot of time doing that. The summer program, I just wanna add to it. Bree had a whole new staff that she did that with, so she had to train them on the go. So it was a pretty impressive feat. But yeah, I can't wait for next year. I think it'll go a lot smoother. It was our first go around with all the rules and regulations, but I think we'll iron everything out. That's good.
Do you have any update on the CNN bank transfer?
Yeah, I'm still working on that. Yeah, sorry, that's taken a little longer than I wanted to. But yeah, there's a lot more to moving those than I anticipated.
It's not like going down and saying, I want to take one out, I want to open a new checking account.
Yeah, and moving some of our automatic deposits from the state and from our government, sometimes that I feel like it takes an act of God to move those around, so. But I am working on it, so hopefully soon.
I had mentioned the risk assessment that was completed, and we are working through some of the things maintenance can take care of, for the safety. And other things we'll work on as grants come due. And then the upcoming events is listed there.
Very good, thank you. I hope you found that informative to the board and the administrative team. Thank you very much. We felt it was important that we put a section on the curricula and the academics, because after all, that's why we're here. And if there's something that you'd like added, or something you want deleted, if you didn't think it was important, we can discuss that. It's a work in progress. And we're happy to change it up to the tool that we want it to be. All right, moving on, there is no old business. Under informational, there is a list of coaches for the 26-27 school year.
I believe we did, I believe it was out.
And is there anything else informational? Here, nothing. Is there a motion to adjourn? Mike? Sherry? Properly made, seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Order. Thank you all for